Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I had a few requests for a Mila Kunis look, so I thought I'd give it a try, see what I could come up with, and this is what I come up with. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep watching. And I did use the Naked 2 palette, but if you watch till the end I will show you what you can do for one of the colours if you've got the Naked 1 palette and not the Naked 2. So you can still create this look with either palette. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. So to save time, I've already applied my moisturiser, which is the Moisture Match combination for oily skin. And then I'm going to go right ahead and use my Bourjois bronzing primer, because Mila seems like she has quite a tanned face from what I've seen. So we just want to get that little bronzed sort of look. Just dot that all over. You have to excuse the trains if you can hear them in this video. And buff that all in. Which just gives you a nice tanned look. And mats out the skin nicely as well. That's what I love about this bronzing primer. And just on the top of that, because I want to get quite a flawless face, so I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. This is in the shade 5.0. Give that a shake. You don't need too much of this foundation, it's quite nice and light. It's still enough coverage for me. I don't know, some people like more full coverage foundations, but I don't. So I'm going to buff that in using my Real Techniques buffing brush. Then I'm going to go in and use my Bourjois bronzer, the chocolate bronzer. I got the shade, the one that's in 52. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques contour brush and just put a little bit on there and just underneath the cheekbones. Mila's not really, she's got a lovely bone structure, so she's not really got that much contour. And then I'm going to go back in with my buffing brush and just blend that out a little bit, blend it down. If I keep leaning over, I've got mirror behind me, or behind the camera. Right, and then the eyebrows. Mila's got quite strong dark eyebrows, but I'm just going to use my Real Techniques brow brush. I'm just going to dab that in and just go over my natural shape. A bit darker. Obviously not too dark. I don't want to look angry. Try and get them even. In case you're wondering why that eyebrow doesn't look even compared to that one, I have a nice scar that goes through this one, so it makes it a different shape to how I want it, and there's nothing I can do about that. So the next thing I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go straight onto the eyes, and I'm going to use my Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeshadow paint. This is just in golden bronze. I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. I'm not going to use a primer because this sort of acts like a primer. Just blend that out. You do have to be quick when you're blending these out because they dry. When they dry, they don't move. Blend that right into the inner corners. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm using my Naked 2, Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. And the first colour I'm going to go for is Half Baked. And I'm just going to use the brush that came with the palette. I'm just going to dab that in. I'm just going to pack that onto the inner parts of the eye, just into the middle. I'm not really bothered too much about the outer corner, just because that's going to be darker anyway. I'm just going to use my Real Techniques shading brush. I'm just going to put again into Half Baked and just make sure that blends into the crease. And then I'm going to go in with Copper, or Chopper should I say, which is a nice copper sort of colour. So I'm going to that and I'm literally again using just my shading brush, literally just going to apply that to the crease of my eye, going from the middle to the inner corner. And then the next colour I'm going to pick up is, I'm going to use the fluffy end of my Naked 2 brush, and then I'm going to use, I think, Busted probably. I'm going to go in with Busted and just literally cut that off the smallest bit and just do from the outer corner to the middle, just blending it up, just blending it into the inner corner, into the middle of the crease. I want it to come up, not too high, but quite high. Just bring that in. Just to the middle, you don't want to go too in, otherwise it will look like you've got a black eye. And then I'm just going to take my Real Techniques base shadow brush, which is just a nice fluffy brush, and just blend that a bit more. If you don't have two fluffy brushes, you can just quickly clean one of them, just on like a bit of tissue. Once you've got that all blended out and just smoked nicely, what you're going to do is going to take a khole liner. I'm just using my Rimmel one, and you're just going to line your upper lash line. So once you've done the top line, you're just going to go into the tear duct, just around you're going to line your lower waterline, then up and do your top waterline. Just in the corner, just want to flick it out a tiny, just a tiny bit. Make it quite a thick. See? So this is going to help with the smoky bit, and then you're just going to line your lower lash line just to join that up. Right, now I'm just going to do the other eye, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so now that's done, you're just going to take a liner brush. I'm using the Real Techniques Pixel Point eyeliner brush. I'm just going to smoke out the khole liner. Just to give it more of a smoky effect. To get rid of any lines that we've got. Yeah, and then what you want to do is, again, I'm using my Naked 2 brush. I'm just using the flat bit. I'm just going to dab that into the black and then just pop that right on the outer corner, just very lightly drag it down. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Don't worry if it's messy, you're going to be smoking it out in a little while anyway. And then just blend that out and into the corner, then into the crease, sorry. Right, and then after you've done that, what I like to do is just go back using my shading brush. Just going to go back into Half Baked, just pat that all onto the brush, and then just go over the gold bit that we had, just to bring a bit more colour back into the eye. And then again, just using the base shadow brush, I'm just going to blend the inner corners. And for mascara, I'm using the Wild Mega Volume by Max Factor. I'm just going to do the bottom lashes. Now, just to finish off, I'm going to use my MAC Prolong Wear Concealer and my Simple Eye Conditioning Balm. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. Mix them both together. And just pat it on under my eyes. This will just hide any dark bits, just brighten up. And then I'm going to go in and use my Deluxe Crease brush Just blend it out properly. Go back in with fingers just to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm going to go and use my buffing brush just to make sure it's all buffed out. And then I think I'm just going to use the powder that comes with the Soap and Glory Kick-Ass concealer. Just use my setting brush from Real Techniques. Just go set that under my and then for lips I'm going to use my Revlon Lip Butter. This is in Cupcake. And I think that is finished. The eye always looks darker than the eye, but it's naturally not. It's just the lighting of my room. I worked that out the other day. So, I hope you guys like this look, and let me know in the comments below if you want to see any others. And I'll link everything that I use down below, and my blog post, Twitter, Facebook, everything like that will be in the down bar below. And I will be doing a blog post on this. The blog post will probably be up before the video, so I'll link the blog post down below as well. And if you haven't the Naked 2 palette but you have got the Naked 1 palette, for the colour Busted you can substitute that for, if you mix together Hustle and Creep, they will get very similar colour. Yeah, so they would be the sort of dupes if you haven't got the Naked 2 palette but still want to do this look. And then you can just use an ordinary black for the outer corners. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know if you have any requests that you want to do, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.